I mean this in the nicest way possible, but you've got to stop leaving your house frumpy. This is I Mean This in the Nicest Way Possible, and I'm your host, Ram. Let's have an honest moment right out the gate. If you've always dressed down, why would anyone look up to you? And listen, I am not telling you to become someone you're not. I am not asking you to suddenly love blazers or denim or whatever the streets are saying is in this week. I'm talking about something deeper than fabric. I'm talking about showing up for yourself before you ask the world to show up for you. Because here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. People treat you the way you treat you. And the first thing you ever broadcast before your personality, before your energy, before your talent is your presentation. Your clothes speak fluent psychology before you even open your mouth. And before you say, but I don't care what people think, let me be so real with you. I care how you think when you show up looking like your best self. Because when I walk out the house put together, even if I'm just running errands, something changes. I hold my head higher, my hips sway a little more confidently, my voice comes out stronger. The world mirrors that energy right back at me. The best part? This does not require wealth, but it does require intention. So on today's episode, we're getting into the science, the vibe, the energy, and even the strategy behind dressing like you give a damn. And just watch how the world will give a damn right back. Let's go get our baddie chains together. Here's something no one ever taught us growing up. Your brain responds to grooming like a reward. When you moisturize, style your hair, put on fragrance, or choose a fit that feels aligned, your brain gives you a microdose of dopamine, a little spark. That dopamine says, yes, more of this, keep going. And that kickstarts a motivation loop. You dress with intention, feel slightly better, stand a little taller, move through the world with more momentum, and your brain rewards that. Then you do it again, or at least you'll likely want to. It's not vanity, it's chemistry. A blogger in a 2016 self-experiment decided to live as a polished woman, documenting the experience on bellamocha.com. She didn't change her face, she didn't lose weight, she just started caring about her presentation every single day, polishing her nails, wearing a scent, adopting a hair routine, and dressing in simple outfits with intention. Within a week, people treated her differently. Within 2 weeks, her confidence was different. And within a month, her outcomes were different. Not because she suddenly became prettier, but because the internal message changed to, I'm someone worth showing up for. You deserve that message too. Now let's get into the actual psychology. There's a real term for this, enclothed cognition. Researchers Neil Hester and Eric Heyman found that what you wear influences your focus, self-perception, behavior, posture, how seriously you take yourself, and how seriously others take you. Clothes literally act as a mental script. And while Hester and Heyman emphasized the behavioral impact, the term itself was coined by Dr. Heiho Adam and Dr. Adam Galinsky, two highly respected social psychologists known for the research on how symbolic meaning shapes cognitive performance. Their foundational work demonstrated that clothing doesn't just alter how people see you, it alters how you see yourself. Wear a lab coat, you perform tasks with more accuracy. Wear clothing associated with purpose, you think more purposefully. It's not magic, it's measurable psychology. Put on an outfit you'd wear to your dream job, and your brain shifts into dream job behavior. That's why I dress like a star. Before we go any further, I want to play you something from Paris Hilton, someone who has mastered the art of intentional presentation for over 2 decades.
Always dress like a princess. If you do, you'll be treated like one.
That line is campy, it's iconic, it's very her. But it's also the simplest explanation of enclothed cognition you'll ever hear. Paris nailed in 8 words what researchers wrote in 20-page studies. People respond to the way you present yourself, not with judgment, with cues. Throw on something that's crumpled on the floor, your brain will shift into just surviving behavior. You can literally dress yourself into a higher version of you, or a lower one, without even knowing it. In other words, your outfit is not superficial, it's neurological programming. Now here's the part you're not gonna like, but it's real. Humans judge in milliseconds. Before someone registers your face, they're registering whether or not your outfit is clean, if you look intentional, if you look like someone who respects or cares about themselves. This isn't about beauty. This isn't about being a model. This is about effort. Effort communicates self-respect, and self-respect communicates value. Behavioral psychology writer Tyler Tervoren, who studies social heuristics, those mental shortcuts we use to gauge risk, trust, and safety, once wrote about how he instinctively trusted a well-dressed man on a bus more than the guy wearing stained sweats. He admitted the bias openly, and that honesty is what made the lesson land. He wasn't being shallow. He was describing how the subconscious brain predicts competence and safety long before conscious thought kicks in. Is that fair? No. Is it human? Yes. And because we can't control the hardwiring of other people's brains, the only thing we can control is the signal we send. A few years ago, I spoke at a conference where I was teaching students how to organize events. And listen, if there's one thing I know about high school and college-age kids, it's this. They're gonna clock you before you even open your mouth. They're sharp, they're observant, they're judging your fit before they're judging your content. So I knew I had to look my absolute best. Not because I wanted to impress them, but because I needed that armor. I needed that energy. I needed to walk into that room already feeling like the version of myself who deserved to be holding a microphone in front of 500 people. And yes, I was nervous as hell. My hands were sweating. My heart was beating like it was trying to escape my body. I was terrified of forgetting my talking points. But the one thing I did not forget, the outfit. I put on this crisp white suit tailored just right, with gold accents running along the blazer collar and down the sides of the pants. It was giving CEO who flew in on a private jet because he had another meeting after this. I paired it with gold shoes because why stop halfway? If you're gonna shine, fucking shine. And my best friend and coworker, who was also speaking that day, showed up in a coordinated white women's suit. We stepped into that venue looking like a billion-dollar merger. Students literally followed us around the conference, asking for pictures, asking for selfies, whispering, pointing, staring. We weren't just speakers, we were the moment. And the wildest part, that outfit changed my entire performance. Because when I stepped onto that stage, I wasn't the nervous version of myself anymore. I wasn't the guy worrying about whether he'd forget a line. I wasn't the person overthinking whether students would take me seriously. I was the person in that suit. I walked up to the podium like it was meant for me. I delivered my speech like my voice was built for that room. I felt taller, clearer, more powerful, and the kids responded to it. They leaned in. They took notes and they asked questions. They treated me like someone worth listening to because I treated myself like someone worth showing up as. But the real cherry on top, when the MC introduced me, he didn't stick to the script. He didn't read some stale bio or rehearse a title. He looked at me, smiled, and said,
"Stylish man on the planet knows any and everything about how to look good, feel good, dress good. Everybody, give it up for Richard!"
That was completely unscripted, unprompted, unfiltered. He felt the energy too. And that moment taught me something I've never forgotten. When you dress like someone with purpose, people treat you like someone with purpose. When you walk into a room looking prepared, you begin to feel prepared. And when you look like the version of yourself you're trying to grow into, you step into that role so much faster. Clothes don't make you who you are, but they absolutely amplify the version of yourself you're trying to embody. And that's why I preach this, not for vanity, but for velocity. But let's keep it real. Pretty privilege exists. Attractiveness bias also exists. Vanessa Eisenman and Julio Colon, a sociologist and an economist who study workplace inequality, published an analysis showing that conventionally attractive or well-presented people earn more, get promoted faster, and are taken more seriously. We can't change the system in one episode, but we can change how we navigate it. Here's the reframe. Effort is not oppression. Effort is autonomy. Caring about your presentation isn't you bowing to society. It's you refusing to let society label you incorrectly. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about taking ownership of your image so the world doesn't fill in the blanks for you. But let me also say this because it matters. Presentation isn't about being polished, rich, or traditionally attractive. It's about showing up as the best version of whatever style you want to project. If your thing is a simple t-shirt and jeans, amazing. Just make sure the t-shirt is clean and crisp and the jeans aren't wrinkled and sad. If your vibe is baggy and oversized, go for it. Just add a belt, choose pieces that drape well, and make the look intentional instead of accidental. Because at the end of the day, it's not always about what you wear, it's about how you present it. And trust me, I have worn some wild-ass outfits in my life. But when you finesse it right, when you own it, when you make it look like a choice instead of a default, people respond differently. Even the guy who prefers a casual or urban fit can look sharp with the right structure, the right fit, and the right effort. Intentionality is what makes the difference. Show up with purpose, and the world sees it. Intentional presentation doesn't erase systemic issues, but it absolutely gives you more control, more clarity, and more agency in how you move through them. Effort isn't about conforming. It's about refusing to let someone else write your character summary before they've even heard you speak. When you show up intentionally, you reclaim authority of your presence, your energy, and the way the world reads you. Now let me put you on to one of my favorite little rules of life, something I swear by, something that saves me from myself every single time. The look back law. Here's how it works. Anytime you're about to walk out of your house, ask yourself one simple question. If someone called my name right now and I turned around, would I be proud of how I look? Would you smile because you know you look like someone who respects themselves? Or would you suddenly suck in your stomach, smooth out your shirt, fix your hair, adjust your pants, silently praying no one you know is within a 2-mile radius? I ask this because here's the thing. Life loves to catch you off guard. The universe has a sense of humor. That hoe will schedule your most chaotic, frumpiest moment at the exact time your ex walks by, your old boss pulls up, a cute stranger appears, someone is filming a TikTok in public. You get the idea. And the look back law isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. It's about showing up in a way that wouldn't embarrass you if the world suddenly turned its camera on. Not because you owe the world anything, but because you deserve not to feel like you got caught slipping. This isn't about dressing rich. It's not about being styled head to toe in designer. It's about effort, intention, presence. It's about choosing clothes that make you feel like the version of yourself you actually like, not the exhausted, rushed, whatever, this is fine version you throw on when you've stopped caring. The look back law simply asks, if your future self could see you in this moment, would they say, "Hello, it's me," or, "Oh no, baby, what are we doing?" Because the truth is, every iconic moment of your life begins with one simple choice: how you showed up. And the look back law is just your reminder to show up like someone deserving of the life they're building. Not for validation, but for identity, for energy, for you. Now I'm gonna get into my favorite part, all of the things I personally do to maintain my wardrobe. A lot of people assume I never wear the same thing twice, but that's not entirely true. At home, I've got my house clothes, comfy fits none of you will ever see me in. But when I step out, it's on, always. And that's mainly because of a few tricks I'm excited to share. First and foremost, just like groceries or utilities, I have a clothing budget. And while that may sound extra, it actually gives me freedom, not restriction. See, Confessions of a Shopaholic isn't just a movie. It's a documentary about my past life. Creating a set monthly clothing budget saved me from myself. April Grow of Stunning Style calls this the guilt-free clothing budget approach, where you intentionally plan how much you'll spend on clothing, accessories, and personal style each month so there's no guilt, no impulse spirals, and no drama at home about purchases. Her advice, even $25 a month counts. You can stack it, spend it, or thrift it, as long as it's intentional. She also recommends prioritizing high-quality investment pieces, bags, shoes, outerwear, because those instantly elevate even a Target or Shein outfit. And that's exactly how I think. You don't have to buy all new everything. Just invest in pieces that make your basics look luxurious. And while we're here, let me say this plainly. You do not need a designer wardrobe to look designer. Some of my favorite fits are from Fashion Nova, Boohoo Man, and yes, even Shein, where I love their pajama sets or a nostalgic Paul Frank moment. When you style things right, people can't tell the difference. One time, my bestie and I were at the Breakers in Palm Beach, one of the most old money resort chic places on earth, and I was wearing this Fashion Nova matching set that had a very Gucci adjacent vibe. I paired it with a real Gucci bag because balance. Anyway, a woman walked by, looked me up and down, and said, "Is that Gucci?" And listen, since the bag was real, I didn't have the heart to tell her the outfit was $29. I just smiled. That moment taught me something important. You can pull off almost anything if you style it with intention. It's not about the label, it's about the energy. So figure out your number, protect it, and use it to express yourself, not to punish yourself. What I also love about April Grow, beyond being the founder of a style platform, is her background as a nurse practitioner. She literally came from a profession built on system, structure, and precision. So when she teaches you how to build a wardrobe budget, it's coming from someone who understands long-term sustainability and behavioral psychology. She's not selling fantasy, she's teaching strategy. Next up, reselling. I'm ruthless about it. If I'm not wearing it, I'm not keeping it. A lot of the flashy pieces you've seen me wear on Instagram months ago, gone, sold, reinvested. Apps like Poshmark and eBay are gold mines, not just to declutter, but to fund your next evolution. National sustainability-focused resale brand Daisy Exchange notes that selling your old clothes offers multiple benefits. You make fast cash, you reduce clutter, you make room for new styles, you stay on budget, and you even help the planet by extending the life of what already exists. That's literally my whole cycle. My closet practically funds itself. So when you hear monthly clothing budget and think, holy shit, I can't afford that, just remember, the money might already be sitting in your closet. Get rid of the dead weight, free the space, and turn it into your next statement piece. Let me say it loud for the people in the back. I do not pay retail. Look at my Instagram. That Louis Vuitton Speedy I rock all the time, it's authentic, but it's also from the 1970s. I only paid $200 for it. That same bag retails for over $2,000 at their stores today. Glamour actually breaks down how smart shoppers do this. They never rush the purchase. They compare prices, wait for quarterly sales, and hunt authenticated resale sites like pros. They also lean into sample sales, off-season discounts, and apps that track price drops so you get the same luxury experience without the markup. There's no award for paying full price, only regret. So explore thrift shops, resale apps, vintage stores, consignment boutiques, or my favorite, end-of-season designer sales. You can look expensive without spending expensive. Now here's where it gets more personal. My whole style philosophy is simple. I dress for the mood I'm in. Some days I want a nostalgic, early 2000s vibe. Some days I want something clean and minimal. Other days I want a futuristic edge, sharp lines, shiny textures, something that feels a little ahead of its time. But I always start with two things, comfort and fit. If it doesn't feel good on my body, it's not the look. If the color makes me feel dull, it's not the look. I dress for how I want to move through the world, not for rules. And I've worn it all. Goth, cowboy, anime-inspired, preppy, sporty, streetwear, polished, weird, playful, classy. Getting dressed is fun for me. It's like choosing a soundtrack for the day, but in fabric. But here's the part I want you to hear clearly. You don't need to reinvent yourself or go extreme to curate anything. I'm not telling you to try something wild or out of character. Curating yourself simply means choosing pieces that match how you want to feel that day. If your vibe is cozy, wear cozy. If your vibe is confident, add one thing that makes you feel sharper. If you want to feel nostalgic, wear a brand or color that brings you back to a happier time. Curating yourself isn't about costumes or aesthetics. It's about alignment, choosing outfits that match your inner weather. When your clothes and energy are on the same page, everything feels smoother. You're not fighting yourself. You're not trying to perform an identity. You're just dressing the version of you that already exists. And honestly, that's when people stop misreading you, because you're finally wearing the same energy you're carrying. All right, your turn. I want to invite you to pick one thing this week, just one small upgrade. Dress intentionally for one full day. Wear something that makes you feel alive. Fix your posture, moisturize, add one accessory that makes you smile, and notice how the energy shifts. The goal isn't flawlessness, it's showing up. If your hair is messy, throw on a cute hat. If you don't feel like doing makeup, put on some oversized sunglasses and call it a day. If your outfit's mid, toss a statement quote over it and rewrite the moment. Even if you're in pajamas, let them match. I personally love wearing pajama sets and have occasionally done it in public, no shame. The one thing I never do, embrace the frump. And every time I choose to show up as my best, the world mirrors that energy right back. Your upgrade doesn't have to be dramatic, it just has to be deliberate. At the end of the day, this isn't about getting everything just right. It's not about being the best dressed person in the room or policing anyone's look. It's about intention. It's about choosing yourself every single morning, even in the smallest ways. It's about the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you cared enough to show up for you. Because when you do, everything, your mood, your magnetism, your opportunities, begin to shift in your favor. So if you take one thing from today's episode, let it be this. You don't have to change who you are to glow differently. You just have to decide that you deserve to look like the version of yourself you're becoming. Remember, this is not about perfection. It's about reclaiming confidence, self-respect, and the energy you lead with. Because sometimes the kindest thing you can do is be real. I'm Ram, and thanks for getting real with me today. And if you're listening to this in yesterday's pajamas right now, don't panic. Just promise yourself that the next time you step out that door, you'll choose the version of you that actually feels aligned. You just finished listening to I Mean This in the Nicest Way Possible, written and produced by Richard Armand Mills.